So this is the second leaders' debate. Who do you think is going to be the big winner tonight?
I think David Cameron definitely needs to be the biggest winner. I'm not so sure. I don't think foreign policy is the Conservative strength.
Okay, so in one sentence, what's the challenge for Nick Clegg tonight?
Communicate his foreign policy ideas more effectively than the party usually manages to. Gordon Brown seemed to emerge fairly unscathed from last week, so they're not putting in a particularly spectacular performance, but it's very solid. Do you think he needs to change his game plan this week, or pretty much stick on the same?
I think, well, obviously he got criticised for the, my mate Nick angle. And I think he probably does need to rethink that. But I think it sort of depends how the other two kind of approach their kind of each other. He's probably best placed to kind of continue to stand back and let the Tories and the Dems fight it out. I'm not sure they'll obviously let him do that, but I'm not sure he's got an awful lot more he can lose. I think the fact that the polls really haven't shown him dropping anywhere near as much as the Tories show that perhaps the votes bottomed out for Brown, and really he just needs to put in a fairly strong performance. So that's pretty much where my money is.
I think anything that gets the public out there to engage more with politics, it's got to be a good thing. The only worry really is that if it dumbs down some of the sort of the issues that you'd like to see. I mean, I would have liked to have heard them, for instance, talk more about the environment.
The governor of the Bank of England has quite clearly said, unless you split high-risk casino investment banking from low-risk high-street banking, the banks that you and I depend on, you're always going to get this risk that risks will be taken.
6-6-5.
I think Cameron's losing.
5 for Cameron, 6 for Clegg.
Who's doing the best?
Gordon Brown, of course. He looks much better. He's looking into the camera like I'm doing now, and he's giving eye contact to the audience.
Who's not doing so well?
I think Nick Clegg is actually, his policies aren't standing up to the scrutiny that he's put himself under.
I think Gordon Brown should do well.
It is a problem. They are here. Of course,
DC.
I think David Cameron's mistake is he's attacking Nick Clegg a lot, and Nick Clegg's clearly got the popularity in favour.
ITV had Gordon
Cameron 11.
Is that again Clegg 3 points behind and Cameron on 11%.
Wow.
Channel 4 just had Clegg ahead by 9.
Nick Clegg clearly was kind of trapped by the winner sort of challenge, and actually when he was really on the ropes there wasn't a lot of detail to what he said.
I did like Nick Clegg's comment about Cameron siding with the nutters in Europe, and Gordon's "Let's get real" thing was pretty cool, I reckon.
I think Nick Clegg did another very impressive performance, and David Cameron seems to be losing his nerve as it goes on. And Gordon Brown is standing up relatively well, and we look forward to seeing the polls.
Debates involving only three parties. How does the Green Party and other smaller parties, how do they counter that? How do they kind of redress the balance, if you like?
Oh, we're pretty relaxed about it. No, we're completely outraged. I mean, the thing about it is that if you want to talk about political change, and if you want to talk about really addressing the inequalities of the system, you have to bring smaller parties in. And the Green Party, to be completely fair, is not particularly happy about this. The Clegg bounce means that our voice gets reduced even further.
Right.
And why isn't Caroline Lucas in this? She's got a fantastic chance of writing millions. She should be in this debate.
I've been following Twitter throughout the debate, kind of doing some communications tweets. I think the general impression actually is obviously kind of thrown a little bit through seeing the YouGov poll now, which is this agenda Cameron won. There was a lot of opinion on Twitter that Gordon Brown definitely put a strong performance last week. Clegg definitely didn't crash and burn. He certainly had his wobbly moments on things like immigration in Europe, but generally performed quite well.